Namaste from India. So this video is dedicated to all the women in the world who are practicing yoga right now. And I'm doing it because I got a question from a friend in Mexico. She's a Costa Rican and she asked me about yoga and women. And a few years ago I wrote an article in Elephant Journal, and it's about women and Ashtanga yoga. And Ashtanga is a very young practice. That means that it's kind of intense and masculine, and as women we need to come to Ashtanga with awareness that for us is slightly different. We all breathe, we all move, but at the same time the body of a woman is different than the body of a man. And we have different distribution of weight and bones, and we cannot ever aspire to do our practice as a man does it. And actually I've seen some teachers that have become like men, like very masculine, and I think that's a great loss, because women, we are women, and these beautiful bodies, they have curves, and we have a softness, and we have a fullness that actually can be very embracing in our Ashtanga practice. It's like coming back home to this body. And we have all judged ourselves so harshly in the past. And speaking about my own experience, I came to this practice and I was judging myself a lot. I was injuring myself. I wanted to be the best one. I wanted to be the most grateful one. I had a lot of let's say debris from my previous patterns. And realizing that yoga is exactly about releasing all that stuff that has been in our minds, and how we should look, or what we should do, and according to each age, where should we be. I think aging is actually a privilege. So many people are not allowed to age. They have to exit this life earlier. And so aging is actually a beautiful and wonderful gift. So how can we complain about aging? It's about coming into our fullness, realizing our knowledge, not knowledge from the mind, but knowledge from the heart, knowledge from the body. So the women's practice is completely different than a man's practice. First of all, we need to respect our cycles. So in Ashtanga Yoga, we don't practice during the ladies' holidays. And that means that for 3 or 4 days we are still. That's hard. I know that's hard because Ashtanga is kind of addictive. And you have also the routine, and you have your schedule, and you want to be in your mat every day. I know that, and I battle with that also. But taking that break during the month, it could be depending on your flow from 3 days to 8 days. It's so important, because that's when the body recovers from all the asana, from all the exertion, and that's actually when the realizations come. Because when we are with our period, we are closer to the taste of our true nature. We are more available for grace to think through us. We are more pliable. We are more vulnerable. And that's when the previous 3 weeks of hard work in your mat actually come together. So I strongly recommend don't practice during your ladies' holidays. Also, for those of you who are pregnant or are in the process of getting pregnant, you must know that for the first 3 months of pregnancy, you should stop your practice completely. Completely! That means not even opening maybe sitting in meditation. Because the 3 first months of pregnancy are the most vulnerable for the baby and the mother. We are kind of going into that connection, and the body needs to be quiet, and the mind needs to be also quiet. So Ashtanga is too harsh. Once the 12 weeks are over and your doctor has given you the red light, or your midwife, please start slowly and start with the guidance of a female teacher who has done the practice while she has been pregnant. Because otherwise you are taking information from someone that has no idea, that is just like learning from a book or from a video. And like men teaching yoga for pregnancy, for me is an absolute no. I mean, how can a man teach you about your body? I also strongly recommend you get a doula for your pregnancy and for your labor and for the breastfeeding and everything, to have a woman besides you that actually coaches you and helps you connect more to your feminine powers. Because it's very sad to know that most women right now, they are making C-sections and they don't even allow that connection with the power within to bring a baby into this earth through a natural birth. That for me is a great loss, and we're losing that because we are scared, because some doctor told us that we don't have the hips open enough, which is absolutely false. Our hips are going to open in the moment of the birth. So please make sure you find someone to really help you and not to put you more into the fear mode. There's these huge books that are really an anthology of fear for pregnant women. Don't read that. Don't even read that. Do your practice, stay connected to your midwife, and plan everything, but at the same time, you know, Grace has a way of nurturing the baby in your body and then bringing the baby out. And some way or another, it will happen, and you need to trust your body. So yoga for women is going to put us in contact with that empowered flow of energy inside of us. It's going to make the channel bigger, and if we are privileged enough to be mothers in this lifetime, oh wow, it's such a beautiful and incredible opening. And it means that there should be this respect for your body as you are, and judging when the body starts changing as the baby starts growing should stop. It's such a beautiful, incredible experience, and it usually means the destruction of our asana practice, and gladly give it away. Because what you're going to receive in return is everything you ever wanted, is the purest love, is the deepest yoga. Just being with your baby and being able to bring your baby into the world yourself. Of course, with support if you need to, but not with anyone interfering in your process. This is an initiation. Giving birth the natural way is an initiation. As women, as spiritual warriors, as I would say as goddesses, because the goddess brings life into this world. And I strongly recommend all of you to connect to other women who are pregnant. That's a powerful, incredible circle. I remember I started my teaching with a group of pregnant women. That's how I opened my studio in Costa Rica, and I still remember them. They were such incredible, beautiful human beings, all of them. And I remember we used to meet 3 times a week, and from 3 women, suddenly I had 40 women in my class, and it was such a gift for me. I would always remember each one of you. So yoga for women means respecting this temple, respecting this body, loving yourself, loving your curves. You don't need to be thin to practice Ashtanga yoga. That's a myth. You need to be strong. You need to know your bandhas. You need to have connection with your body and actually enjoy your practice. If you enjoy your practice, every day is like a nectar. It's the amrita of your prana, just nurturing this body as it is. And what about aging? Wow, it's such a privilege to age, isn't it? Some people don't have that privilege. So yeah, of course, practice is going to change as we age, But I'm so inspired by my colleagues, and when I see them practicing, some of them are in their 60s, some of them are in their 70s. I think, they're the most beautiful thing in the world, like a woman that keeps nurturing the relationship with herself through her yoga practice, no matter how it looks, because that has nothing to do with the inner experience, and yoga is an inner experience. Even if tomorrow we have an accident and we lose one of our limbs, we can still practice. And I do have a beautiful colleague of mine, and she just went through this experience, and we are so inspired by her journey because she keeps practicing, and she has been through lots of surgeries, and still she's there. And she came to India last year, and we were together in the season, and we all felt so much love for her and her inspiration. So women, we have this power, and yoga is the way to nurture this relationship with ourselves, beyond any external images, beyond any ideas of how we should look. Yeah, there's a lot of judgment from society. After 50, you basically are non-existent. Like, it's all about the young ladies. And I tell you, after 50, everything comes together. And this body really starts owning our soul, and the soul owning the body. So yoga in any age is a privilege, is a gift, and you don't need to judge anything. If the posture comes, wonderful. If the posture disappears, wonderful. Something else will come. Usually a realization of what happened there. And it's not about the postures anyway. So I really want to invite you all to connect to your breath every day. That's the basics of yoga. To love yourself as you are, to love each other as you are, to support each other, to fix each other crowns. I think that's the most amazing, beautiful gift of this practice, to join in sisterhood, to love each other as we are, instead of undermining ourselves. And we are very lucky to have a teacher. We're very lucky to have a yoga practice, no matter how it looks. We are very lucky to be women, to have incarnated in these feminine bodies. I'm supremely honored, because I know that whatever I have to bring into this world as a teacher is, of course, connected to the fact that I am a woman. Women will free the world, the Dalai Lama say. And that's our responsibility, and also our joy. Thank you.